Hi everybody. I hope you're doing fine and I hope you're doing well. Welcome back to my channel. So, today on this live, I'm going to do a guidance reading. Now, remember, this is for the collective and this is timeless. So, what I mean by timeless is that, like, you can watch it at any time, anywhere, right? Like, if you're going to watch it, like, even after like 10 years, it would be applicable, but take however it resonates, right? So, let's start with the reading. As you all know, it was a full moon in Leo, and things are just very good with the beginning of February. But as it's a timeless reading, let's look at it like that. Let's see, what is the guidance for you? Spirit, angels, spirit guides. What is the guidance for anyone who's watching? What is the guidance? We have the Page of Cups. Cups deal with love, emotions, feelings, things like that. And when we're talking about the Page of Cups, it's like there could be a beginning or like some love or some emotional thing that is in the junior stages or is in the beginning stages. It always reminds me of a junior colleague like that. So it's like that. First of all, we have this Page of Cups. Then let's see what else do we have over here. Okay. We have two cards here. The Queen of Wands and the Temperance. Okay, this is very like energetic and emotional at the same time. It's saying that, you know, when you're at the beginning stages of anything, of your job, of love, anything, there's not much that you can do. But as you progress, as you move up the ladder or up the hierarchy, you have that ability to make changes by yourself. And, you know, if you feel like maybe you're not doing enough, or maybe you're not that good, or maybe you don't have that impact, it's still saying that you will have an impact later on. And just wait for the right timing. I'm getting the whole concept of patience here from these cards. Like, have patience on your journey. Try to take things slow, right? And no need to rush. I'm also getting, you see that flicker? I'm also getting that you'll be very much relaxed if you don't try to hurry up all the time. Maybe you're being advised to look at yourself, like whenever you're impulsive or whenever you're quick to feel something or whenever you're quick to act on something. It's better to pause first, look at the situation, and then take action. There's another thing that I'm being reminded of over here. It's like, you know, not taking action or delaying action does not mean that you're weak. It means that you have to wait for the correct opportunity to take action, right? Wait for that opportunity. Because how I'm seeing that future, how I'm seeing that like turn out for you, that you will have a lot of control, you will have a lot of things to offer others. This is what I'm seeing. This is such a calming energy. Although the Queen of Wands is like at times about taking action and being there. But how I'm seeing for you is that you're advised to be patient and you're advised to slow down a bit and try to understand what is going on around you. Right? Instead of just blurting things out, pause for a moment and see, should I have spoken that thing? Should I have taken that action in a moment of fury? It will save you a lot of embarrassment and a lot of, oh, I should not have done that kind of a thing. Let's see what else is coming over here for you. Right. Um, so we have Libra South Node. Libra South Node in the first house. Now, this is interesting actually. In the first house. Very interesting actually. The first house is usually about your personality or the masks that you wear in front of people. It's about, your first impression on others. Let me just see this. So, like, how are you going to appear in the world? I'm also getting what you should not do, how you should not appear. Instead of external dialogue, instead of like looking at other people, there is this advice about looking within. Who am I? Like, this is a very, like, what do I want? Why do I stand with this thing? Why am I here? Or why am I doing the things that I'm doing? Let's see. What else do we have over here? We have the Queen of Swords. Okay, I was getting this energy where you're like trying to bond with people, or you're trying to please other people. But here you're being advised, because the South Node also came. How I'm seeing is that you should be straightforward with yourself. The straightforwardness you have when you're like looking at other people, that person shouldn't have done that, or that person should not have been there. Why did that person do that? There is this thing about looking within, and mind you, we have two queens over here. So this is some serious energy. Ask yourself the difficult questions. Why am I still with this person? Why am I tolerating that thing? Why am I letting that person cross my boundaries? Why can't I move on from that person who gave me such a hard time? Why don't I let go of the person who did not have the best of interest for me? And I'm also seeing, although it is the Queen of Swords, I'm also seeing the Justice card over here for you. That being just with yourself. I'm also hearing, why are you letting that happen? Stop being so nice with people who don't deserve it. The Temperance card also talks about balance. If you just look closely, I want to show it to you. If you look closely, her one foot is on the ground and her other foot is in the water. And this angel of temperance is mixing these two unmixable things together. When I was saying, like, you don't need to be that impulsive and you need to have that balance and that patience with you, it's also talking about balance. It's very easy to see flaws in others, but not within yourself, where you hold others accountable for their actions, but you don't at times hold yourself for your own actions. Now, this is a very, not many people want to hear this. Not many people would be willing to hear this, because people love to hear stuff like, you're the best, you're gonna get everything you desire, you're just so lucky, and the other people are just so bad. That happens, but there is this thing that, where are you going wrong? And not many people can ask this to themselves. Not many people have the courage to ask themselves this thing, right? Let's see. I am hearing that So this is love. Mhm. From Cinderella. Like, this card talks about truth. As I was saying, that hold yourself accountable, or like have that bravery to look at your own shortcomings. We have this, the card of truth, the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords is like aces are always beginning. And I was also getting the beginning vibe from this card, from this Page of Cups card. This also talks about new beginnings. But what I'm seeing here is that it is the beginning of a new truth. It is the beginning of a truth where you need that courage to know about that truth. You're being asked to be brave when you're dealing with yourself. A breakthrough, right? A time where you start asking yourself those questions which require bravery and courage. The people who call themselves out, like not blame themselves, but call themselves out if they did anything wrong, are, I think, the bravest people. Like, if you did anything wrong and you're like standing and telling yourself that I should improve that, I feel like that is the most bravest thing you can do with yourself. We have this Two of Pentacles. You see, this person is juggling these two pentacles, and there is a confused look on this person's face. It's like you're stuck between, should I do this or should I do that? Is that thing right or is that thing wrong? Here, when I saw this, it was like, you know what is right and what is wrong. You know it in your heart, like what is the correct decision. You just have to fight with that inner self. And it's not that easy, but you would have to do that. If you have to move forward, you need to ask yourself the difficult questions and answer them yourself. Today, when I'm doing this collective reading, I feel like it's a very strong time. And it's a time of deep reflection. Why are you doing what you're doing? What made you do it? These are the things that these are the themes that you're seeing. If you're like, if I'll start doing this or if I'm doing that, I feel like I don't have that power, or like I don't have that influence, or maybe nobody's gonna listen to me, or I don't know what I'm doing. But as we progress from this Page of Cups to the Queen of Wands and then the Temperance, it's talking about that you will eventually have that power or that influence, or like people will eventually start listening to you. But there is another thing over here. Are you listening to yourself? I don't know why I keep on hearing this thing as, who am I and what do I want? Why am I doing these things? It's totally like that. Let's see. Okay. I don't know, but this was coming. Okay. These two cards, I was putting this deck and I was going to take another deck, but these two cards just wanted to come out, like they were like falling off the deck, and I had to pick them up. Okay, this is the Hermit card, right? And this is the Five of Pentacles. Why are they here? They're actually here to complement this message. I thought I was done with that, but let's see. Hermit is somebody who is like searching for something, searching for an answer, searching for the truth. But you see, the hermit is going in the left direction, but they're moving in the right direction. Why? There is this thing that you might miss on something. There is a fear that you might miss on something if you go in a certain direction. You might miss on certain benefits or certain things. Take it however it resonates to your understanding. But I feel like this fear is not that valid. It's not that valid. Yes, you're like, if I start doing that, what if I couldn't do another thing? If I go into this commitment, what if this happens? But how I see that the light is in another direction. This fear is not that valid or not that strong. This is how I'm seeing it. When you go within, as I was speaking, when you will go within, you will discover certain new truths about yourself and about your own situation. Yes, you might have to leave certain aspects of yourself as you're discovering new aspects of your identity. But I feel like that is very important. That is like very important. I need to put them over here. Right, let's see. What is the guidance for you? What is the guidance that you need? Okay, I'm hearing these alphabets M, D, S, J, T, A, C. Right, these are the alphabets. They might have something to do. Let's see. We have this Four of Autumn. Let's read it out together. It says, manage your resources wisely. Achieve a balance in how you spend and save money. Help out those who are less fortunate. Okay, you might be having an issue with managing your finances, or maybe you don't know, like maybe you have a lot of money but you don't know what to do with it. Like it totally depends on your scenario. But again, this is talking about balance. As I was like pointing out with this Temperance card, there needs to be a balance in your self, in your mindset. I'm hearing you need to tune into the frequency of the self that you want to be. Tune into that version of your future self. Okay, I feel like maybe you have a vision of what your future self should be like, or could be like. But in order to achieve that version, you need to have the same frequency as that future self. I don't know if anybody has heard the law of attraction or any such similar thing. There is this thing about that if you want something or if you desire something, you need to feel like you have that thing already with yourself. And then you will feel like that thing is moving closer and closer to you, and one day you'll have that. It's like almost similar to a prayer. It is a prayer actually, but not in a way where you're like begging. It's in a way where you're like understanding that you already have it. That is what the law of attraction is about. And here you're like being told to have that balance with regards to money and with regards to your energy. Have that balance in yourself. I'm also hearing your worth is not defined by your money or by your beauty or by the status that you have. Your worth is defined by what type of a person you are on the inside. Maybe you're just too focused on the external aspects. Maybe you're just too focused on, well, how are people going to perceive me? But I think you need to decenter yourself from other people. Like, although this is talking about balancing yourself, but I feel like you need to decenter other people from your life. Yes. So I don't need negative people here on my channel. Do worry. Okay, now there is this Empress card. The Empress card is about fertility. The Empress card is about birthing new realities into existence, right? It's saying time to take action, power of creativity, success that allows for a life of luxury. And as I was saying, oh my god, I'm sorry. As I was saying, now this is very interesting. If you want to achieve anything, you need to understand that you can have it and it's not impossible. That is the first step of actually achieving that thing, is by believing in yourself that you can achieve that. There's a lot of the aspect about believing in yourself. With this, the Four of Autumn is about, like, somebody who might have little money, or that person is keeping that money to themselves and is not sharing that much because maybe they feel like they have little money. But when we come with the Empress is about having an abundance of money or an abundance of the desirable things. And you're being asked to, like, change your mindset actually. that maybe you can have the things that you desire, that maybe you can work towards them. There was this person, and they were like, I will never be able to do that in my life. I can't be that version of myself. And you know what? That person never became that version of themselves because they never believed in themselves. But if that person thought that maybe I can get that, or maybe I can achieve that, or maybe if I tried, I could get near that thing, then they could, work hard and get to that point. There's no like, it's not magic, it's like common sense and also science, but mainly common sense. If like there is this is like, I'm going to talk about my friend. So I have this friend, and she was like, I don't know how to speak in proper English, and I might never learn. But I was like, if you don't start speaking, how would you learn? And she was like, I feel embarrassed when I speak. I feel embarrassed as I speak in English, and I'm scared that people might make fun of me. And she didn't even try. But what if she started speaking? What if she started trying? Maybe she would have gotten better at it. So, the part about self belief, that when you don't have belief in yourself, you subconsciously halt yourself from moving forward. You subconsciously tell yourself that you can't do it. And even if you had the ability, or even if you had the talent to do it, you were the one who were stopping yourself. So, I'm just giving you an example. I'm hearing, be loyal to yourself, be your own best friend before demanding other people to be your best friend. If that self love thing, like, when I was like, I think so, 10 years ago, maybe, there was a lot of self love stuff going on around on the internet, that you need to love yourself, etc., that you need to care for yourself. But nobody told anyone like how to love yourself. It's about, like, number one, believing in yourself, right? If you want to do anything, oh my God, if you want to do something, if you want to do something, you should think of yourself as that capable that you can do it. And if you do anything wrong, you should love yourself enough to tell yourself about your own flaws. You need to love yourself enough to tell you about your own flaws. Love yourself enough to sit down with yourself and be truthful about everything. Be honest with yourself. Like, this is the best thing that you can do with yourself. Right, let's move on and let's pull out some other cards. First of all, we have I cannot forget. Maybe there are these things or these people that you cannot forget. Maybe you remember the past, or maybe you cannot move on from somebody, or maybe a person from your past keeps on bothering you in your head. It could be like that. You can't forget that memory or that feeling that you had. Let's put it over here. Then we have ambitions and dreams. Maybe you wanted to achieve someone, or you dreamed about being with somebody, or having something, or having some position, but you couldn't have that. Totally valid. In life, there are certain things that we try to achieve, or certain people that we try to have, but it's not always possible. Can you give me space? Okay, I feel like maybe you're trying to forget about somebody because we have I cannot forget and can you give me space. Hugs or not, maybe somebody was not that loyal, or somebody was not that good to you, or maybe somebody had some red flags, as they say in modern slang. Maybe somebody had a lot of red flags and you were like, I have to leave, I can't stay there. Maybe some job wasn't that good for you and you were like, I have to leave, I can't do that anymore. It could be like that. I'm also hearing that maybe you could have felt like you were a failure, or maybe somebody had made fun of you that you cannot do this or that. Right? It's like that at times we cannot have everything that we desire, and it's fine. This is life. Sometimes we desperately want someone and we desperately want something to happen. But this is life. There is this thing that maybe it's difficult for you to get acceptance about that, or maybe you're trying to forget about it, and like something pops up and it's reminding you of that past thing, and you're like, oh my god, here we go again. Like, I tried not to think about that, but here we are again thinking about that. It's coming up like that. Right. Let's see. It's the guidance for you. I'm also hearing like leave, or like let me be by myself. We have this justice. It's a very funny card here, but it's the cat meme tarot. But it's like, who is the culprit? It just looks like this card actually. Hugs or not. Maybe somebody was like maybe a red flag. Somebody was not a good person and you were like, I have to leave. I have to leave this situation. I have to go. I can't be here. Somebody got caught, actually. Somebody, I'm hearing exposed. Somebody was exposed. Maybe you exposed somebody. You have that knife with you and you're like, don't do that. You're stopping somebody from doing something wrong, but they're not guilty about it. You caught somebody, or maybe you exposed somebody, or somebody's true face was revealed in front of you. With that, I need space. I feel like maybe you cannot accept that fact. Maybe deep down you have those memories with that person you just caught. Somebody revealed their true face, and maybe I feel like subconsciously you cannot accept that, or it's difficult for you to accept somebody's reality. I'm hearing it's the start of something new. It's the start of something new. Something that will elevate you. One little step, one benign step that will actually lead you to your destination. I'm seeing that you're here and you need to be here. Your higher self is looking at you. Your higher self is like looking at you, and I feel like you don't know, but you're being like spiritually supported, spiritually being guided by others, by your ancestors, your spirit guides. You're being supported and guided. You can do it. You see yourself as somebody who is like, who doesn't know the way or who is confused. But your higher self, or maybe your ancestors, they know that you can do it. They know that you can and you will do it. You're like, I'm trying. I'm trying to give my best. I'm trying to do whatever I can. I don't know the way, or maybe I don't have that experience. And then you'll gradually get that experience. You'll gradually reach at this point. I feel like right now you're doing something else, and maybe you would shift into something else because your higher self is at some other trajectory. Very interesting. I'm also hearing everything is gonna be all right. Everything will be all right. Don't cry. Everything will be all right, or don't feel a lot of sorrow, as everything is going to be all right. This is what I'm hearing. Let's see what is the guidance for you. We have this Ten of Swords and the Knight of Swords. Okay, I feel like the weapons that other people used against you, you're going to be using the same weapon but in a very good way. I feel like the things that people used to hurt you, you're going to use the same things but in a very positive way. I'm also hearing that you're reclaiming something bad. Like, okay, I'll just give you an example. Maybe that would explain it better. It's like, suppose somebody's saying that you're dumb or like you're bad, or you're like you're useless. Like, I'm sorry I'm saying these things, but if somebody is saying these things like you're useless, and you're like, okay, now this useless person is doing so much. What do you have to say about this useless person? Like, you're using somebody's words against them. You're using somebody's threats against them, or somebody is like, okay, I get that somebody tried to harm you, or like somebody tried to maybe punish you, but you're using that same technique or that same idea to do something good. And what I'm seeing is that although you're using the same idea, you're standing at a good moral ground. You're not stooping down at this person's level that tried to harm you. And I'm also getting, there is this bird over here. I'm also getting that you're like very intellectual or intelligent while doing it. You're very clever while doing it. And okay, I was getting this message about this connection here. I feel like maybe you're in the beginning stages, or maybe your success is somewhat lagging because of the hurt and the harm that happened before, or because of the manipulation, or because of the lies that were told beforehand. Maybe somebody tried to deviate you from your path or from your course. So you're like, actually, you're here because there was a lot of this nonsense going on. But the first of all, when something happens, we're like, okay, we have to ignore it, we have to just move on, we shouldn't think about it. But here I'm seeing that you are actually wielding that thing's power against it. You're not running away from it. You're using the same things or the same topics that they had about you. Same topics that they say. Okay, I'm gonna give you an example. Like, suppose you were like talking to a guy. Okay, suppose you're a woman and you were talking to a man, and somebody made that thing into an affair, but you're like telling them in their own language that what they did was like very bad or very wrong. When I say in their own language, I don't mean that you're stooping down to their level, but you're like giving them a taste of their own medicine, but in a very sophisticated way. This is what I'm seeing. Very interesting, actually. Let's see, what else do we have over here? What guidance is there for you? What is the guidance for you? Maybe it could be related to something in your childhood. Maybe some form of a oppression in your child, or maybe some you were like kept unaware or ignorant about something in your childhood. Maybe this is the weapon that they're using against you. Some truths were hidden from you, or some realities were hidden from you in your childhood. If it's not your childhood, it's like a period of innocence, a time period where you felt like, I'm just trying to do good, you're having fun, you're with your cousins or with your friends or with your siblings or even with your pets or anything. But somebody is hiding some important truth from you about your maybe your childhood years, or maybe when you were younger. There's a lot hidden from you. I'm also hearing that if something wants to stay hidden, no need to go after it. It will reveal itself in due time. The thing that is supposed to come out in the spotlight will come out, and you don't need to do anything about it. Like, this is what I'm seeing. I have to see something. Oh my god, just okay. We have the fifth house. And what next? Cancer in the north node with fifth house. Yeah, there is this thing about being very much in tune with your emotions. Like, don't run away from your emotions. Don't run away from your thoughts. This is coming up very clearly. Stop running away. Face yourself, face your emotions. Why do you feel like that? Okay, this is coming up again. Let's see. Any guidance for you? King of Wands and the Six of Pentacles. I feel like you are going to get debt free. You're going to repay somebody. You're going to give somebody back their money. And it's going to feel, or even if it's not money, you're going to return the favor to someone back. Like, if somebody was nice to you, you're going to pay back that thing. If somebody gave you some money, you're going to give it back to them, and you're going to be relieved that I did that. I don't want anyone to think that I owe them something. I don't want anybody to think that they owe me something. Yeah. Yeah, they owe me something. Okay. Then we have this Seven of Cups with the Devil energy. Okay, let's focus on this. I feel like you're too much focused on a lot of things. I feel like your mind is thinking about many things at the same time, and this is actually causing you to err or not be perfect. I'm getting that in order to be perfect, I feel like you should focus the majority of your time on one thing. And with this devil card over here, I feel like if you are thinking a lot about the past or about somebody who left you, if you're thinking a lot about that, it's okay to think about that, but not all the time. Because with this devil card, it's like it's becoming toxic for you and it's becoming burdensome for you. The more you think about that, why doesn't that person contact me again? Why did they do this and that to me? They should have understood. They should understand me. Why don't they understand me? I know you're like going back and forth on those questions, but let me tell you the bitter truth. If they loved you, would have made the sacrifice for you. If they actually cared about you, maybe they would have cared about your suffering too. And this is important stuff over here. So the more you think about this and that, the more you go back and forth, this is actually harming you. right? And you need to, I know it's not that easy. It's actually very difficult to move on from somebody. But when you stay stuck, okay, as I was saying, you need to ask yourself the hard questions, as I mentioned earlier. You need to ask yourself, why am I still here? Why can't I understand that they didn't care about me? Right? You have to do these things so that you can save yourself and love yourself more. Let's see, what is the guidance for you? We have this Five of Wands and the Six of Wands. Very interesting. Very interesting. Five and then six, and both wands. Maybe you had a fight with somebody, or maybe a disagreement or an argument, whatever. But I don't see that it's just two people. Maybe other people are involved behind the scenes. I think you feel like you were just fighting with one other person, or there was just one person who was creating problems or drama for you. But I see that there are many people behind the scenes putting that fire and trying to create or cause a drama. But what I'm seeing is that you need to go above that drama. You need to go above those people. Let them be here. Let them be there. Let them stay there, fighting amongst themselves. And you need to rise up. The Five of Wands usually talks about fighting, but then Six of Wands talks about that you have become successful and won that fight. If you're like fighting with yourself, or if you're like in a war with yourself, you will win soon. But you need to understand that you need to go above these people. I'm also getting that, okay, this is coming up over here because this figure over here, this figure is the Seven of Swords, right? That figure is standing here in the shadows. The Seven of Swords is about jealousy or somebody lying and creating problems and fights within people. I'm seeing that there are troublemakers, but you just need to move away from them for your own mental peace and for your own self love. Love yourself enough to prioritize the best things for yourself. This is coming over here. Here it was mentioned that you need to be open about your own emotions to yourself. And when you do that, you start asking the difficult questions. As I mentioned when I was like pulling the first two, three cards of this reading. Let's see. Let's see what is the guidance for you. We have a new start is coming. New moon. Okay, right now we're at a full moon and we'll have a new moon soon. I feel like when the new moon will come, you'll feel like things are starting to change within you and you're becoming a different person. Overall, like from within, you're transforming and you're changing. When there is a new moon, there is only one little lining of white crescent. Just small white line over here. The rest is black. The rest is absent. And this is the new slate that you're going to write for yourself. Your new beginning is coming, the new chapter of your life, whether be it love, career, money, responsibility, free time, whatever, however you see yourself. If you wanted to be free of something, you're going to see yourself beginning something new. This is a very lucky card. Whenever I'm pulling it out for people, I always see this card as a very lucky card, full of blessings. Right. Let's see. Then we have, oh my god, okay. I was shuffling that. It's very like, I don't see coincidences over here. I feel like it's very timely planned. It says the end of a tough cycle approaches for Moon in Capricorn. Okay, I feel like you've tried to make things work. You tried so hard that things would work out. I see maybe you compromised a lot in your situation, or you tried to do things that were perfect. Oh, you're Capricorn. A good sign though. So there is this thing that, this cycle is going to end. And yes, it was a tough cycle, but a new start is coming. A new chapter is going to begin in your life. And I feel like you're going to be very grateful in the end. That thank God that thing ended. Like maybe I was just so blind that I was like running after that person. And I am so lucky that that thing ended. At one time we're crying over a person, and the after like a few years we're like, oh, thank God. If I ended up with that person, it would have been a mess. But when we're with that person, we don't see that. Let's see. What else do we have here? What is the guidance for you? Okay, we have release jealousy. Okay, this is a very important card. Let's dissect it. It says that when you see that other people are living a very good life, when you see that your friends or other people around you, they're in happy relationships and they're like very rich, they're going on vacations, you start, like any person would start resenting themselves that, my class fellows or my colleagues, they're going on these vacations and they're in love and everything is working out for them, and why isn't it working out for me? Right? It's about that your life is not a competition, that your life is your own life, it's your own personal journey. If you start comparing your life with other people's lives, you're always going to be miserable. Even if a billionaire starts comparing his life with a trillionaire, he's going to be really depressed that why am I a billionaire and the other person is a trillionaire? I have only one island and the other person has 10 islands. I just have two yachts and the other person has um, a 10 yachts. Like when you start comparing, there is no end. Let's read it out. Jealousy is an affirmation that you don't have something, and the universe manifests exactly as you affirm. Let other people's successes inspire rather than frustrate you. If they can have it, so can you. Okay. There is this thing that there was this girl I used to work with, and she was like, my I have only one child and I want more children. And my friend has five children and I have only one child. It's not a competition. It's okay, right? Everybody has their own journey. Yes, you could wish to have five children, but you have to see whether your finances allow you, whether your job allows you. Like, you have other things. Your friend who has five children doesn't do a job. She doesn't have those dreams of being in that job. Like, everybody's life is like totally different. If you start comparing only one aspect, then you're like misleading yourself, right? So it's like, if you want something, yes, pray for it. If somebody else has that thing, or if somebody else has that wish that you wanted, wish them well and focus on your life. I think this is a very, very, very important thing. I don't know why I'm hearing that um, I lost something. But when you lose something or someone or anything, the universe always gives you something in return. You're given with maybe even a larger or a bigger blessing. I'll pull out some more cards. Right. What is the guidance for you? Okay. Okay. We have this card, the Art Saraswati. It says, express yourself through creative activities. Okay, this card is like talking about that when you have a lot of tensions and stress on your mind, it's better to relax. It's better to focus on other aspects of your life as well. Like, if you're like very much stressed about that, I didn't get that position, or I didn't get that person, or I missed that opportunity, it's okay. You don't need to take life that seriously. You need to understand that you need to enjoy your life as well. If you are going to stay sad all the time, your cortisol levels are going to go up, your immunity is going to go down. I'm sorry, I'm a doctor. I'm like saying these things, but it's like very true. Like, if you're stressed all the time, right, even if you have a very valid worry, you are actually not caring for yourself. You need to take some time out to enjoy in your life. Even when you're like everything is going wrong, you need to decompress. That is very important. Let's see. What else do we have over here? Any guidance for you, for the collective? And it's time to take action. Okay, I was getting a card like that. I was getting a card like that. It's you're like you need to make the first move. You need to step up and you need to take that action, even if it feels scary, even if it feels like, I don't know, should I do that? Should I not do that? What will other people say about me? Or what other people think about me? If you want to do it, you should do it. What I say usually is that if by your actions somebody is going to get hurt, don't do that. But if by your actions nobody is going to get hurt and it's just like something that you do for yourself or even for the betterment of other people, I feel like that is something that you should do, something that you should run towards or actually do. I need to see certain things. What is the guidance for the collective? I don't know why these nodes are coming up. We have the 11th house with the Taurus. I don't know why I'm hearing like broadcast. Very important. But okay, let's see. Okay, what I'm going to say, if it resonates with you, accept it. But if it doesn't, like, it's totally your choice. Do not broadcast your goals. Do not broadcast your goals. Do not broadcast your goals. Do not tell other people what you're doing. Do not tell other people what you're doing. Do not tell other people what you're doing. Keep your goals a secret. I don't know why I'm repeating it, but you have to like put this, register this thing in your mind. Keep your goals a secret and keep your goals a secret. Like, if you, by secret, I don't mean like don't tell anyone, but there are certain people around you, like I'm feeling that, who don't have the best of interest for you, right? And if you're like telling these people, they're like trying to make things tough for you somehow. I'm seeing keep certain secrets. Like if you're even thinking about getting engaged to somebody, don't tell people before getting engaged. Right? Make that important decision by yourself and then you can announce it to the public. This is what I'm seeing. Write it down somewhere because I don't know, this is coming up very strongly. Right. Let's see what is the guidance for you. Let's see. What is the guidance for you? Okay. Then let's read it. Donations, teaching, and charitable work. Give joyfully to the organizations and people who spiritually support and inspire you, and know that your generosity will be returned to you manifold in miraculous ways. The time, supplies, money, or other resources you donate will ensure that your positive energy multiplies. Okay. It says, like, this is very simple. It's like, if you do good to others, good will come to you, right? If you're giving to other people, if you're guiding other people, it will find you and it will give you a good reward. But it is talking about something else. It is also talking about that if somebody double crossed you, if somebody did you bad, they're going to get the karma. This is a karma card actually. That if you do good, good things will happen to you. If you do bad, bad things will happen to you. But this also applies to other people. If you feel like somebody broke your heart or somebody broke your trust or somebody stole your money, anything, like take it however it resonates, they're going to get a payback. This is what I'm getting. And Shreya, hello Shreya, I hope you're doing good. Right? So this is like gold actually. Keep this as a rule in your life, that do good to others. But if somebody F's you up, if somebody is mean to you, If somebody's bad to you, let karma take care of it, right? You don't need to do anything. Like, I've seen people reap what they have sowed, so you don't need to worry about that. Will get the fruit of what they've done to you. I don't know, like, I want to say it. Okay, I want to say it. If somebody has broken your heart, their heart will break too. If somebody has cheated on you, somebody else will cheat on them. It will happen, right? Then we have home, Vesta. Your household situation is improving, and by this, I'm seeing that your internal situation, your body is also your house. Your internal situation is also improving. I don't know why there are these weird sounds coming from outside of my home. I don't know what is happening outside. Okay. So, okay. So we have home. Your household situation is improving, right? Either through a move or a healthy change in the occupants. Maybe somebody is going out of your life or somebody is coming in your life. Whatever is happening, that is actually improving your situation. Hi Zainab, I'm doing good. I hope you're also doing well. So, there is this thing that you're like, maybe you're doing something about yourself, or maybe somebody else is entering in your life. And that is like changing your whole situation. And by home, I'm also getting like maybe some guest is going to come at your home, or if not, your body is also your home, right? You are kicking out some energy or some person or some situation out of your life and you're letting somebody else in. That's cool actually. If even if like I was it was like don't broadcast your goals, even if you're like fully feeling like I'm going to leave this person, or I'm going to leave this job, or I'm going to start this new career or start this new goal, don't tell anyone. Stay quiet. My family just moved out and I'm here alone. This relates though. Okay. Yeah. Right. Where's the guidance? And let's pull out more cards. This was coming up. Yes. Okay. We have the happiest card in the whole tarot with the most sneakiest backstabbing card here. And why is it there? Let me explain. I feel like you're going to say goodbye to somebody, or you're going to say goodbye to a mindset, right? Maybe you had a bad habit. Very good, Poppy. Maybe you had a bad habit, right? Or maybe you had a bad mindset, right? Or maybe there was some bad person and you're like, shoo shoo, get out of my life, kind of a thing. But that thing is coming back. Because as long as you were begging, as long as you were asking that please help me, it was a good thing for this energy. But as soon as you left, as soon as you started detaching yourself, maybe other people related to them started coming, will start coming, or maybe somehow you'll feel that energy trying to sweep or seep back into your life. And that is your litmus test. That is when you're going to stand in your power. That is when you will stand in your power and you're going to like get out. Get out. You've heard like relapse. Relapse is something when, okay, in medical term, when we use relapse, it's like when somebody has a cancer or a disease, right? And we give medicines or we give surgery or any type of a treatment, and that disease vanishes and it ends. But if that disease comes up back again, we say that the disease has relapsed, right? Here I'm seeing that you're letting somebody go, you're detaching yourself from some very bad situation, you're happy, everything went good. Let me focus, right? But then suddenly that energy starts coming back into your life, like asking for forgiveness or like trying to enter back. And then you're going to be like, no, yes, Poppy, I am powerful. I am somebody who will not be treated like a doormat. And I'm going to stand my ground. If somebody is going to be good to me, that is good. But if somebody is going to think that I am stupid, that they're going to treat me bad, and when I leave, they're going to come back, I'm not a toy. This sun card is also a power card. The sun shines the brightest. The sun is like so powerful, center of our solar system. You're going to be this person, right? And you have to embody these characteristics of the sun. Any guidance, any advice? Thank you. Right. Query and Mercury. The first house. Oh my God. Okay, this is a very powerful placement or like thingy that I have. Okay, we have Aquarius. Right, it's in Mercury and it's in the first house. I feel like there is going to be a change in your personality as well. The first house is about like, your basic identity. With this Aquarius, I see that there is going to be a revolution in your personality. There is going to be something is going to be very unconventional about your personality. And other people are talking about it, like what happened to this person. They've changed a lot. Like, this is what people are saying. You have, in a few months, I'm seeing people are talking that, this person changed a lot. They're nothing like they used to be. They changed. Like, what happened that they changed so much? And it's because you're not taking anybody's BS. You're not compromising. You're not, protecting someone's image. You're being your true, authentic self. Very powerful. Today's reading was very, very powerful. Oh my God. Oh my God. It was very powerful. Yeah. Okay. Is there anything like, can we get a last card so that we can end this reading? Let's see. Let's pull out a card. Okay, I'm getting that I need to pull out this card. Any last card for their guidance? We have Green Tara. This is such a peaceful card. Green is actually a very peaceful color. But it says, ask others, including me, ask others to help you instead of trying to do everything by yourself. Okay, there is this thing that maybe we think that we can fight through this thing on our own. Maybe nobody will understand me and I have to fight this thing, or I have to fight this feeling, or I have to stay strong. But as humans, we need other people around us. We are social beings. Humans need to be in the company of other people. We need to share our worries and our successes with others. If there is like something bothering you, if there is something that is difficult for you to handle alone, it's better to take help from others. It is better to ask anyone for their advice. Maybe somebody would have a very good advice. Like even this tarot reading, right? Maybe this tarot reading would help you, right? So there is this thing that ask others for help. So this is where I'll be ending this reading. I had a lovely time, especially with you, Poppy. Goodbye. Take care. Love you all. Bye bye.